Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take another look here at SUI. What is going on here? Well, it's doing kind of what we expected. While it didn't come up specifically and reject off this 98-cent range, it effectively continued lower into this lower region of heavy liquidation. So let's take a quick look at the liquidation levels and kind of see where we're at there. We also want to look at some really other cool stuff too, just so you can kind of get perspective on bigger picture too, all right? So quickly to note, while I was letting that pull up here, I want to kind of quickly congratulate our community members here for some nice profits on SUI. We took a short 25% in 20 hours, ETH long 33%, and a near protocol long at 32%. Just so you know, the short for SUI was an entry at 95.2, and we took profit at 90.3. Okay, so again, good stuff there. Congratulations. Good news is there's tons of liquidation left to the downside. So further downside is expected, mainly because Bitcoin feels like it wants to continue to drop its bottom. There is a lot of reasons why Bitcoin is looking fairly well bearish at this exact level. And if Bitcoin closes under 60K today, probably going to consider a short there and obviously continue to secure profits on our short for SUI. So again, it's not a guarantee, but 70 cents. There's a ton of liquidation between now and 70 cents. Let's look at this here just to give you perspective. Each one of these red bars is somewhere in the range of 400 million. So we got 400 million here, 400 million there, 444, 417, 372, 388. Like there is, 2 to 4 billion loosely between here and 70 cents. So I think there's a solid chance we're going to see that get filled. There's a decent amount of value here. If you zoom out, that's probably a very significant fair value gap too. Okay, because again, a lot of fair value down there is this lower level. So just keep in mind, as that level continues lower, the more likelihood we are to see the price action, sweep those levels of liquidation, right? So again, that's kind of where we're at there. That's the big picture. Let's look at a slightly larger picture here and just note that we have our macro point of control. So the reason why I have this little line on the chart is that we got our weekly and our monthly candlestick closures here of the most recent local resistance. So back in May and June, we saw the price action try to recover. It double topped out and continued lower, okay? That being said, when we come up here to retest, which we did already one time, there's a solid chance we're going to see that rejection and the price stay below that level for a little while. Okay, again, macro point of control. If you look here, this is the heaviest amount of volume at 110, 111. All right, so there's a reason why that is there, and there's another reason why, all the more reason why I felt confident taking a short, because we held below that range. If we take a look here, of course, at the SMAs, we can kind of see that we are coming into some support here. We got the 100-day SMA right there where the price action is at. The 50 and the 20 is lower. So me personally, the 50 and the 20 is a little bit more of a trend setter for me. So I don't care too much about the 100. I think if the price comes down to the 50 or the 20, that'd be a solid consideration for entry. So I would honestly be looking at consideration here. I'll just go ahead and move my alert up. Somewhere in the range of this 0.5 fib level at 79 cents. I think that seems appropriate, again, from a bird's eye view. Will I blindly jump into a long position with a 100x leverage trade between now and then? No, definitely not. I'm going to, if the alert triggers, I'm going to reevaluate, make sure I double check, and maybe get in a 5x leverage trade. Again, folks, that's why we take trades with low leverage, so you don't get liquidated between now and then on all these crazy candle wicks. It is stupid to use high leverage. Okay, take a look here. We can see a lot of reasons why the price is more likely to continue lower, or more importantly, more reasons why the price should continue lower or can, because there's more range of motion. In other words, we're not at 50 on the RSI yet. We don't have that solid support level yet. While there is a decent amount of support here at the 85, 86 cent range, not just based on the fib level, but local highs as well, there's definitely a consideration there. We gotta be mindful that is definitely something that we want to be aware of. So let's go ahead and extend this out here, give us perspective. That's basically the more recent low here at about 86 cents. That's probably our initial support level, okay? Again, that's right there just above that point of control, 85. Again, this is the local point of control, not the macro point of control, okay? So recently, we saw the price action come up to this level, couldn't pass it. Therefore, we can presume that'll be the new support level. That's basically what that implies. Okay, 4-hour time frame, we're now officially under 50 on the RSI. We've broken bearish, okay? That's kind of how that works. The likelihood of further downside is higher now because we're under that level. Okay, we got a solid closure underneath that. Money flow index pulling back. There's just a lot of money flowing away from this coin, and it makes sense. There's tons of profit to be filled. This fair value gap did officially get filled in the 4-hour, which we discussed yesterday. MACD's diversion. We are officially under the 20-day SMA as well. So just to kind of zoom in here for you so you can see. The 20-day SMA, that's the trend setter, okay? So hypothetically, the price does recover. We should experience a rejection off that level. not because it's the 20-day SMA, but because that is essentially the range in which we should see the price action stay below. And again, the reason why that is, simply put, when you have the 20-day SMA above or below the price action, it works as a guide, kind of letting you know that you're more likely to find success going the opposite direction. In this case here, that's a resistance range, so therefore I would feel confident if the price were to come back up to maybe consider a second short. Okay. Again, 20-day SMA, just kind of a trend setter, letting me know that now that we're below it, we have more likelihood of further downside. That's all. It just implies you don't want to be blind and dumb and take a long position. Again, don't just buy the dip to buy the dip. If this is your long-term investment spot, buy a spot. That's fine, no worries. But if you're considering a leverage trade, that's either a high leverage trade or a high position trade because you're revenge trading, because you took a loss, because you tried to take a long at support, don't do it. It's not worth it. Low leverage, low position size, folks. Again, that's how we make a lot of our profit. Our community is all low leverage. I only 10x leverage, just so you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum, just because those are two coins that I have a lot more confidence in and they have more range of motion. But with altcoins, specifically anything outside of those two, only ever 5x leverage. All right, so let's see here, hourly. Let's go ahead and summarize and call it a day here for us. We're below the cloud. We confirmed this yesterday. That's half the reason why I felt confident taking the short. Lagging span was free and clear, which it still is. Conversion line is below the baseline. We have 3 out of 3 reasons to still leave our short position open and to even consider a short at this point, which seems weird shorting the bottom. I wouldn't recommend it. If you do, though, however, consider securing profits in the 85 to 86 cent range, just because there is that local point of control. There's a more recent high that should establish itself as a new low here soon. And also concurrently, it's a 0.382 fib level. So I'm going to speculate we're going to see some solid support at about 86, 87 cents. So again, that may be a consideration for a long, but we want to reevaluate when we get there. We don't just go ahead and set a high leverage limit order at that point. Okay, that's dumb. Don't do it. Sorry, I've said dumb probably about 5 to 10 times in this video. I apologize. I just get frustrated by, newer traders coming over to me, to our community, trying to help. They want me to recover their portfolio, and it's all because they watched and listened to these other dumb moon boys online. So that to me is frustrating that exists, and that's the thing. Those are people getting the YouTube views, not sound advice like this. Again, just my personal opinion. What do I know? I've been trading for 20 years, and this is my full-time job. Okay, enough is enough. Thank you so much again for watching. Hope you learned something today. Don't forget to hit the like button so we can get this in front of more people and stop getting them, stop the destroying and start the recovery process, all right? Thanks again so much. Either way you look at it, I deeply appreciate you watching and learning. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.